Hi, folks, and welcome to a new edition where we're going to be meeting Dave Courtney, and he's going to be answering your questions. Dave is my favourite gangster. How are you, Dave?
I'm cool. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm actually my favourite one as well. I am.
How long have you been a gangster, Dave?
No, I don't actually think I am one. I don't actually think I am.
No.
Yeah. Historical word, that one.
Yeah. Well, we got loads of subscriber questions. I've got some questions too, but the most important issue we got to talk about today is the Peacock. What's happening with the Peacock?
No one wants to talk to me about anything else.
Yeah.
That's more gangster than me, the Peacock.
Yeah.
I'll give you the full rundown on the Peacock.
Right.
I actually bought it, and it was delivered to me by a friend of mine called Steve.
Right.
He breeds llamas and peacocks and all sorts of other wallabies and all sorts of exotic animals. Anyway, I just thought it'd be cool. I've got a massive big area at the bottom of the garden with 12-foot walls around it, 40 foot by 30 foot. And I thought, you know, it'd be quite a cool thing to have a lot of parties for the peacocks to come out and start doing all this off. And my mum calls peacocking showing off, yeah. I just really bought it for that. And I had it for 5 minutes. The geezer rang up and said, I'm outside, I've got your peacock.
How did you get on with the Peacock? Was the Peacock friendly and stuff?
I don't know. He got it to me in a great big cage. I opened it up in the morning. Yeah, I opened it up in the morning. I was having a party when he brought it up. I had to leave it in the cage into next door. I was having a party in the night time, and I left it next door. In the morning, I come round. I had a big opening. I had all people around the house. I let it out. It had a little root round. It had a little look like that, and then just flew up onto the top of the garage.
This sounds like I'm really thick, but I didn't know that they flew.
No, listen, I'm so pleased you said that because I didn't know they flew either.
No.
I didn't know they flew.
Walked around.
I genuinely believed it was like a chicken, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's hooked up onto the roof. It's flown up to about 40 houses up,
right.
40 or 50 houses up on my side of the road. And there's about 4 or 5 back gardens with just like a low wall that is hopping between them all. It now lives up the top of the road in a load of other people's back gardens. Yeah. It comes out to the front, walks around the street, pecks a few people's cars, sits on their bonnet when the engines are just been turned off, rips up, and they're all coming down here asking for resprays. It hasn't made me the most popular person in the street.
How'd you catch it?
I don't know how you catch it. I'm running up the road with nets. I've got big keep nets. Loads of us running around trying to catch it. I've got the mating call of a peacock on my phone. I don't know whether it's a male or female peacock. It might be a...
Well, in this day and age, it may not have decided its gender, Dave.
It may not have decided its gender, yeah. What's the word? Non-binary. It could be a non-binary peacock and I've got the wrong noise.
Yeah.
But I've worn out about 2 pairs of shoes, run up down the street after it.
Right.
So it's still on the run. It's still on the run. But and every time I see it, it looks bigger and fitter and heavier than the last time. So it's eating well.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's good. That's good. Did you have a name for it?
Percy. Percy the Peacock, yeah. Percy the Plumstead Peacock, PPP, that's what it is.
Well, folks, you know, we're going to have to update this every week. We need to know what happens with Percy the Peacock. That's the most important issue of the day. Very important.
Sorry to my neighbours. Tell them I'm sorry, man. Tell them I'm sorry.
Peacock will be back soon. Right. Now, I was going to ask you, now this is an interesting one. I was looking at your Facebook thing and all that. You went and queued up for the Queen. You went and you said it was like a really emotional thing for you.
Yeah, well, I suppose royalist might be the name I am, but I'm a fan of the Queen. A lot of my friends are in the forces. Yeah. They're a big part of my fan base. You know, I mean, they'll read the books. And I live in Woolwich, right next door to the Royal Artillery Army Barracks with the King's Troop and all that in there. Yeah. King's Troop, if you don't know, they're the ones. The fancy dress ones with all the white hats, and you know they actually pulled the carriage when she died, and you know they're and so I'm a big fan of them, and a genuinely big fan of the Queen, as you should be. Mm-hmm. And I felt it an honour to queue up. I was more impressed with my mum.
Yes,
she's 90 today, by the way.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Mum! I love you. I love you. More impressed with my mum, but I queued up for because she was in the disabled thing and she was in a wheelchair.
Mhm.
We queued up for 8.5 hours.
You weren't rushed to the front. You didn't do like a Phil and Holly.
Phil and Holly.
You-
I tell you what I thought was really funny. I was reading the paper, and on the night,
Yeah.
because you have to show your ID, anyone called Phil and Holly on the way into a nightclub could push into the front as long as you can prove. I thought that was a really cool story. Yeah, anyone called Phil and Holly
Yeah.
could push in the front of the queue. But when I got in there, it genuinely was an emotional, hair on the back of the head, goose pimply feeling that.
Yeah.
One, I was there. Two, she was there in the box, and it was genuinely emotional for everyone, not me. I do believe everyone that walked up that little bit and looked at it felt exactly the same. It was definitely quiet. Beautiful.
Yeah, were people like, I was watching a little bit on the TV, were people like sort of bowing and curtsying and all
Yeah,
of that?
they was all having their own 2 or 3 seconds, a little thing, and
Yeah.
some curtsied, some just said a couple of, just looking at it, just letting your eyes hit the box and knowing she was in there and knowing all the things that she'd done. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a historian on all the things she's done,
No.
but I do appreciate this. Choosing to live a life at a very early age of 20, whatever it is, she was 2 or 3,
Yeah.
to go now on in, I will never be able to ring one of my friends and not have anyone listening on the phone. I'll never be able to visit my friends. My friends can't visit me. I can't ever get pissed. I can never have a proper kick out at a party.
Yeah.
I can never slip off and have a shag. I can never hang around with anyone that people don't like. You're supposed to be naughty. I can, to choose to do that for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Well, and that's a commitment.
Yeah, no, she was very dedicated.
Everywhere I go for the rest of my life, I can never go to pictures, to shops, nothing.
No. I mean, I'm not a major royalist, but I did admire the Queen. I think she was she dedicated herself. Yeah.
Yeah, beautifully. And as an advocate of a country,
Yes,
I think she was the best.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, somebody else who died this week was John McVicar. Did you ever meet him, or what were your views?
Yeah, I met him a few times. Yeah.
What was it like?
When I was writing for Front Magazine, he was also a journalist. He went a bit political, John. I was a fan, of course.
Yeah. Did you like him?
The film was good.
Yes.
The film was good.
I love the film. Diplomatic answer, that one, Dave. Very good.
But I can't say I disliked him, but he had some very funny old ways. But I didn't know him when he was in his heyday, so I suppose there was a different man than the one I met. But sorry he died. I didn't hate the geezer. It wasn't my choice that I'd have him here as one of my parties.
No.
But I think some of the writings he done were superb.
Yeah, I love the film. I love the film.
Film was the nuts.
But was the film as good as Hell to Pay? That's what I want to know.
No. It was the best film. I know I made it and it was me done it. But it's the best film I've ever been in. Right? I've been in loads of, and because they only ever asked me to play me.
Yes.
But they never stretched me and said you play a soldier or a vicar or a copper or something like that. They've asked me to play me. In all of the films, I'm good.
Yeah.
I play me really well. If I find anyone that may play me better than me, I'll take me out of to him. But I'm not saying any of the films was any good.
Yeah.
Apart from Hell to Pay.
Hell to Pay, and of course,
if you haven't seen that, that is the absolute nuts.
And
all
course,
the writing, all the writing comes up at the end. It's important to me.
Yes.
Actual film. Yeah, that was me just saying thank you to everyone that's ever helped me in my life. School teachers, favourite neighbours. It's important. I think even you're in there.
I think I am. Yeah, of course, you failed to mention Killer and Mob Handed are your other favourite movies.
No, listen, Killer and Mob Handed, they're up there with The Godfather and One for they're Oscar-winning.
Yeah, beautiful movies. Do you know one of my great regrets was not coming down and filming on set on Hell to Pay? That would have been fantastic, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, cool, man. I'm very proud of that as it happens.
Yeah.
The whole I genuinely believe I started a whole genre in that film, you know, putting real naughty men in playing real naughty men, you know, and everyone in the film was themselves. Yeah, the naughty bird was a naughty bird, the gangster was a gangster, the cab driver was a cab driver, the barman was a barman. It was my car, my suit, my house, and I played Dave.
Yes,
of course, it was good. Yeah? And we took it to Cannes, won best of group, and because you can't glamorise crime, brought it back to England, and they banned it.
Do you know? Tell us about, because didn't you take over a big shipyard or something down there?
Yeah, Pounds Yard in Portsmouth. It's a military breakers yard. This is sexy, this place. Yeah, it's a military breakers yard. Look, battleships, tanks, personnel carriers, jeeps, you know, everything in it. And we had a shootout in that. And at the time, it was the longest shootout on any British gangster movie. It propelled a lot of people that was in that movie. It propelled them into the film world and helped them out a lot. You know what I mean? It helped. That's really what it was about. It was about sharing a little bit of glory I was getting at my little bit of 15 minutes of fame at the time. It was all happening for me. And I wanted to use myself as a trampoline for all my pals to bounce off and do.
Yeah, they did.
But the Pounds scrapyard, the submarine, an old submarine, just running around there with 60 of my best mates for a week with guns running around playing war. At 40 years old, you'll never get a chance to do that again.
No, I liked it with the bit when the door went up and then you're there, you got your shotguns and all that, haven't you? With is it Billy Murray?
Billy Murray, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
You know, and see, Wolf, all of them. Yeah, that was a proper scene. There's some very, very funny stories. We come out of a club when we was all down there one night, all the boys staying in one hotel. We hired the whole hotel, which was just fantastic. 8 years mates were standing in an hotel. We went to a club, and when we come out, they clamped up about 25 of our cars all on the seafront. And we've come out, and of course, boys being boys, a couple of them are wearing the thing, you know what I mean? So I could see that we've come out, and there's a little clamping man. This has nothing to do with the film, by the way. It's just a funny story. He's putting all the clamps on. He's going, 25 quid for me. Oh, 25 quid for me. 25, you know, putting them all on. So the geezer went, take it off. He went, no, sorry, mate, we can't. So he's got, take it off. So he's shit himself. He's took his clamp off. But he's already put the stick on the car. He's got his registration number. They're all in it. He went, and that one. And that one. So we all drove back to the hotel, and at 6 in the morning, all the wives all the wives are ringing up, going, "The police just kicked the door down. Police just kicked the door down. Look at you. What are you doing?" You know, and it was funny.
Yeah, how fantastic! What a laugh!
My life, yeah.
So people can still see that film, can't they? I mean, it's stated on somewhere.
I think you can buy it off of Amazon, or
you
can come round my house and I'll play it for you all day long, every day if you want.
And you were filming the other day. What was it? Fight or Flight or something? It was a
Fight or Flight, yeah. Basically doing another scene of it on Saturday morning. A band fight scene in my club at the bottom of the garden.
Right.
And I put a little thing for anyone who wants to come around and be in the crowd scene. Saturday morning from about 10:30, 11 till about 4 o'clock. And I think I had 200-300 people go, yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah.
And the judges are down there, you know, and I think it's going to be as close to reality in the actual fight scene as you can get without actually smashing each other's teeth out. You know what I mean? So,
but didn't you start? I don't know if you started it or what, but you used the bare knuckle in your back garden.
The very first one was in my back garden.
Yeah, it caused a bit of a storm, didn't it? In the papers and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was the very first time that had an international, the very best in England, fought the very best in America.
Yeah.
And they come up, and James McVicar fought some machine gun, whoever he was, and McVicar turned up 3.5 hours late, drunk as a sack. Yeah, right, Newcastle, right. By that time, everyone was here. There was about 400 or 500 people in my back garden.
Yeah.
The police politely waited outside in the road because they did not fancy coming in and raiding my house when I had 500 fight fans at the bottom of my garden. I would have needed, you know, whatever many thousand policemen to stop that if they didn't want to go.
Yeah.
I'd like to police throw them out, and it kicked off the BKB, and it's now at the O2, so it's like my baby. I've helped grow that one.
Yeah,
I
you
like
did.
that. You know me. I love all that, helping them all. I love all that shit.
I know. Do you feel, all right, here's a question. Do you feel, I mean, because you have helped all those people over the years, do you feel as many people have helped you? Do you get it back?
Not really, but I'm not screwing on that. I'm not sitting here, saying to someone, why don't you put me in your film? I'll put you in mine. I ain't going to do that. Why don't you do this for me? I've done that for... I'm not doing it for that.
No.
You know, like knowing Dave Courtney, when Dave Courtney was like, it was all happening for me. It opened all doors for them, like me knowing the craze, opened a lot of doors for me when I was younger. Yeah. Me being associated with them when I was working on the doors, opened doors for me, and I was a little bit naughty than I am now. It opened doors for me. But the more successful you get, your association with the Grey Twins then stops you getting any further and starts shutting. Well, I suppose that's exactly the same as what happened with me. I opened all these doors for these people that got on, but then Dave Courtney's mate in their world was actually not as good for them as it was 5 years ago. So they've had to go, you know, I understand it. It hurts.
It's not very loyal, though, is it? I mean, I actually think that the important thing...
When I need to be loyal, when things were happening, they were loyal.
Yes.
Now they have to choose of when they might want to put a little show of me on in their nightclub, Dave Courtney audience with, and then when the police actually come round on Tuesday afternoon and go, look, you're coming up for your licence in 2 months, and if you have Dave Courtney sitting there picking up Dave Courtney in a club full of these cronies all sitting there, you won't get a licence for a telly, so cancel it.
Yes.
I do understand them.
Yes. In it. Yeah.
Yeah. If you go to a director of a film, I don't want you putting Dave Courtney as that part in the film, which they did to Guy Ritchie.
Yes.
In Lock. Yeah. If you have him in there playing who David Ford ended up playing, Brickchop, I actually had once they go to him, you won't get your £6 million funding. You're trying to put him on Richard and Judy, and we're trying to put him in prison. He had to come around and go, sorry.
Yeah.
It can't be Dave. I do understand it, so I can't have the up of them. I understand it, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't twinge me a bit. The best one was Richard Branson. Richard Branson is exactly the same. He published all of my books. I've always tried to have a solo and I never could. I went to see the Stereophonics. He's sitting in the row in front of me, about 4 seats along. So I'm trying to actually all that.
Yeah. Nothing.
Didn't think. And he got up to go to the toilet, and as he walked past, he just tapped me on the leg and went, right. And I went in. It was at Hammersmith.
Yeah.
Right? And as we went into the toilet, there was one door, a little tiny bit of a corridor on another door, and he walked through, and I walked through, and he shut that door, and he went, listen. He said, no, I'm a fan of your maverick way of life, Mr. Courtney, but I'm afraid from afar. I do whatever I can. I publish all your books.
Yeah.
But personally, love you, bitch. I'm now Sir Richard Branson.
Yes.
And I can't be seen having it with you, so forgive me.
Mm-hmm.
But, well, right now, he's my superhero. All they do is say that.
Yes.
I understand it completely. A lot of my friends don't know how to say the police have been here and said that I can't really have your show. So they ring up with I've been double booked or the trains are blocked, or they don't know how to say that. But I do understand.
Yes.
I understand. I mean, they live in the pub. They're going to lose their license if they have me there. So where's their loyalty go? It's not, they weren't loyal to me on the day. A lot of these people have got holes in their body down to me where they did jump out of bed and help me when needed to be. Gone to court for witnesses for me.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hide in their house for 2 weeks. Hid things in their house for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The other thing, they were loyal to me when there was the firm.
Yes.
Yeah, as you well know. You have been around me when I cringe. I know you, dear.
I've been around a few years, Dave. A few years.
And I feel as if I helped you too, sir.
Yeah, you did help me. Absolutely. And why I say that, when I had the opportunity, okay, they're not big budget films, but I immediately wanted to because I'm a very loyal person. So I do question some of these people that do buckle under that and say, oh, I can't have him and this, that, and the other. I think it's, you know, I'm not that keen, you know. I think you're very loyal to people. So I'm a big fan, Dave. Big fan.
No, true, man.
Yeah.
I love you, man. I'll tell you what I do. They love you on that old internet, what we're doing here, didn't you? You're all over that, aren't you?
Well, I spent
you're like Spielberg, you're like Spielberg of the computer world, didn't you?
Well, I spent years behind the camera and filming everybody, and I just thought this year, well, why not get in front of it for a while, you know, just for a bit of fun, you know. Now,
and you get on with me so well, seeing as I've tried to your wife.
Yes, exactly. She's like I say, if we're ever in the bedroom, it's your name she's calling out, which is unfortunate.
You better explain that. You better explain that, or I'll just get done for that, won't I?
You will, but yeah, there was
we made a film. Hello, people. We made a film.
It was in a film. It was in a film. She fought you off. She fought you off. Then you raced through down the corridor, completely bottomless. Very brave.
I didn't know my car was all swinging about like while it was actually going to film it and put it on the actual screen. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was swinging around, and we had a premiere in the Curzon in Mayfair. So obviously it was on a big screen and it was swinging everywhere.